It's a brilliant web-based platform where you can get your learners from aged 5 all the way up to fairly senior levels in secondary school and beyond to learn the very vital skills, I believe, of touch typing. So I'm just going to, rather than give you a demonstration of just showing you the front end of the website, I'm going to log in as me as an educator. Now, it is so easy to set up and use. I've only just done this setup this morning in the last kind of 10 minutes for 470 children at my primary school that I normally work at here in East London. So I'm going to log in as me. When you buy a subscription from KAZ, you can have as many people involved in the administration or the management of the system here, but at the moment I've just set it up for myself. When you have access this way, there are a number of kind of features I want to highlight. The first one is this brilliant group upload feature where rather than having to put students on one by one, if you have your student information from SIMS or from other management information systems that you're using at your school, create a very simple spreadsheet and then share that spreadsheet back into this database. And as I say, it takes minutes. And this morning, it took about 20 minutes for me to set up 21 classrooms. So, what is KAZ Type? KAZ Type is a brilliant way of getting children from 5 years old, as I said earlier, all the way up to beyond secondary school, to having that really vital life skill of digital literacy and keyboard skills. And to capture some of that evidence, let me show you some of the user statistics from previous students. So these are students that I've had registered for some time on the system, and the database will actually retain records all the way back from whenever you've registered your students. So even if your learners are as young as 5 years old, as they move up into year 6 at the end of their time at primary school, you'll be able to track their progress throughout their time using KAZ Type. So here you can see when individual students, you've got a couple of records here for one of my students called Tsui, where she managed to achieve a 76 word per minute accuracy, speed, I should say, and 88% accuracy, where earlier on in her time, she was achieving a 13 word per minute speed, but still maintaining that 88% accuracy. And you'll be able to kind of have a chat with people like Susie, who were running this software in your own school, to talk about how she's managed to improve, or how she felt she was able to manage to improve her speed score. Now, one of the great features of KAZ Type is that it enables learners to practice their typing skills as well as learning about and consolidating their punctuation skills, their sentence structures, and their spelling too, without that kind of sense that what they're doing is kind of any form of rote learning. And I'm sure for those of you who remember the days of your primary school where we were made to write spellings out multiple times, and you don't have that experience with using KAZ Type, that it's that really cross-curricular approach where, as they're practicing these keyboard drills, they are also acquiring these spelling skills alongside. So let me show you how this software works then. I'm going to log out as me, and I'm going to log in as a student. So the student experience is exactly the same as the teacher experience or the administrator experience. So I'm going to log in as Mr. Allen at Willowbrook .school. And my password is that one. And then you have two options. You've got the adult edition or the junior edition. The junior edition is very much aimed at the primary audience, but actually the adult edition I would strongly recommend would definitely be suitable for children as young as the 10 and 11-year-olds for year 6, for example. Because some of the passages are really, really very supportive of the end of primary school assessments for English. So I'm just going to go to the adult edition. And it then gives you a choice of keyboards. We're obviously working in the UK. And then you've got this opportunity to have KAZ either talk to you. So if you've got facilities for all your learners to be wearing headphones, then you can have them listening to the instructions and being able to talk them through the module of learning that they're following, or we're just going to follow the text version, the copy typing version. Now, KAZ is built on these modules where you start off learning about the index fingers, then you learn about the middle fingers, and then you learn about the rest of your hands. Okay. Now, I learned to type back in the day when manual typewriters were all the rage in offices, and my background and experience is that before I became a teacher in 2012, I worked for nearly 24 years in the buildings around you in Whitehall, and I was working on manual typewriters, and my first experience of working with a computer in an office was when my boss spotted that I was really, really good at using a manual typewriter, and he put me in a room this size with a computer in the middle of the room on an anti-static mat, thinking that anybody approaching me or my computer would actually cause a spike and a surge and blossom the data. So that's my kind of background. So let's show you what the speed builder looks like. As you can see on the screen, it's a very easy way of just following and activating the exercise. So I'm actually going to go for the whole keyboard, and I'm going to go for short phrases so you can get a gist of how the phrasing works. And as the screen displays, it already starts measuring speed and accuracy. So too many cooks are in the kitchen. And what it does is that rather than actually encouraging children to backspace and try and correct their words, it doesn't make the incorrect keystroke appear. So they have to then find the correct keystroke before it pushes on. And when they enter the phrase, it will immediately give them a score and a speed. And because this is a demonstration, that is a pretty ropey score and a pretty ropey speed. But you can see from this kind of short demonstration how efficient it would be for learners just to get into having a little bit of a typing practice for no more than 15-20 minutes. So if you've got a bit of time within your school setting where you've got access to keyboard devices like these, then it's a very easy way of just encouraging your learners to have access to a digital learning opportunity rather than just being hooked on whatever it is they're normally watching you through the devices at your school. Does anybody have any questions about what I've talked about so far? I can see some really smiling, nodding faces, but what's the cost? My friends at stand number 5 will be able to talk to you about the cost. But there's a great opportunity for. Are you from a school? You are secondary or primary? primary school. Well, they offer, KAZ type, offer a brilliant competition where you can go head to head with my school. And it's a great opportunity where you can win the cost of your license back for a head-to-head challenge. Because it's all online, and as you saw earlier, everybody can see their scores. You as a teacher or administrator or assistant will be able to see their scores in real time. So it's not a point of having to wait for an exercise to be completed and then going into the administrative system to see their scores. A student can ask to see their scores at any point in time, and it is kind of very instant. So, and then based on those scores, your school can compete against my school, and we can then compare notes and have a little bit of lead going. I've actually set that up at my own school and said to my colleagues and children that anybody who can beat my score can go on for a live kind of side-by-side challenge, and if they excel at that challenge, then they get a substantial prize from the head teacher at the school. So it really does inspire those children to really go for improving their literacy skills through a platform like this.